Don't be shocked if you make some of your worst financial blunders in your teens and 20s, since making financial decisions is a skill that you become better at over time. Even the most talented person may learn the skills necessary to manage their finances well. It all boils down to developing wise financial practices that, over time, should, ideally, result in a sizable savings cushion in your bank account. But in order to get there, you must be aware of the most frequent financial blunders and how to prevent them in order to avoid failing at the first obstacle. Number 1. Using a credit card excessively and incurring debt. A one-way trip to financial bankruptcy is using your credit card as free money rather than merely using what you have. If you have a credit card, use it the same way you would a debit card. Consider purchasing a new iPhone? Only charge something to your credit card if you are certain that you have enough money in your student bank account to pay for it in full right away, as opposed to charging it straight away and hoping to pay it off later. The same is true for spending more than you can afford when using buy now, pay later services like Klarna. Just make purchases. It's critical to be able to pay off your credit card or any other debt each month. Any missing payments will be noted on your credit report, which may make it more challenging to later obtain loans or a mortgage. Number 2. Living without a monthly spending plan. Unbudgeted spending is a relatively common financial blunder. Often, it's the small, invisible indulgences that drain our bank accounts. These can include paying for an expensive gym membership, going out a lot, or taking unneeded cab journeys, although this discount code or this one can help. On occasion, these purchases may be acceptable. However, there becomes a problem when they start to become a habit and don't fit into your monthly budget. It can be challenging at first to know when and how to stop spending money. However, adhering to a budget for your monthly expenses will help you keep track of your spending and identify any bad spending patterns. Number 3. Lacking a reserve for emergencies, or in other words, not having an emergency fund. There must be an emergency fund. Without one, you can find yourself turning to temporary fixes that you'll regret in a few years. This money needs to be sufficient to cover any shortfalls, such as tardy student loan payments or unexpected phone failures necessitating the purchase of a new phone. If you find yourself unemployed and without an income for a few months after graduating from university, having some money saved up for a rainy day might be incredibly helpful. If you're between employment, there are several methods to make money. However, it never hurts to have some money saved up to get you through a difficult time. An excellent approach to get started without having little to no money left over for the rest of the month is to add a small amount to your savings account each month, even if it's just a few pounds, or saving a penny every day in a jar. Number 4. Having improbable financial goals. It's challenging to predict your exact location in 10 years. But it's important to think about some of your long-term objectives. Do you intend to purchase a home? Would you like to launch a business? Do you intend to travel extensively? All of these fantastical concepts have one thing in common: they call for careful financial planning. Setting financial objectives for yourself to pursue can be a terrific motivator for starting your career. Make a list of the things you wish to achieve when you are sitting down. Determine a reasonable schedule for when you want these things to occur and how much you will need to save each week or month to get there. If at all possible, keep the funds for these goals separate from your emergency fund, and don't use it unless absolutely necessary. Number 5. Sticking with pricey banks and energy suppliers. Bank and energy provider loyalty ought to be a thing of the past. Never assume that you're getting the greatest bargain available just because you've been a customer for a while. The likelihood is that the complete opposite will occur. Banks and other utility providers are aware that customers believe switching will be difficult. Because they won't give you a better bargain once you've settled, they rely on human indifference to keep your business and your money. But most switching procedures are now automated, particularly when changing bank accounts. Some banks reward new customers with excellent cash rewards and savings interest rates. If you think you could find a better offer, it's definitely worth looking around.